Can we do it? Yes, we can! I've made these quick and easy vegan cookies and they are really pretty and perfect for springtime, and Easter's coming up, so these are great for that as well. I show some really fun, quick and easy DIY tips on creating the shapes, your desired shapes, and yeah, let's get started.
So for the tools and utensils, we've got weighing scales. If you don't have weighing scales, then perhaps just use cups to put the ingredients in and do it proportionately based on the measurements. And then we've got mixing bowl, a whisk, a spoon, scissors, sellotape, another mini little bowl, a rolling pin, and then I've got an empty can to use for the cookie cutter that we will do later on in the video. So we've got food colouring, icing sugar, caster sugar, flour, sunflower spread, vanilla essence, and rose and lemon for icing flavouring. Okay, so I'm going to start by weighing the butter and then the sugar in accordance to what it says in the cooking instructions, which I added at the beginning of the video. Then what you do is you cream together the butter and the sugar to start off with. I actually decided to add some vanilla essence just to give it that nice vanilla-y taste in the cookies. Cream, cream, cream. Once that's mixed together, then weigh the flour and add that in. Okay guys, once that is fully mixed together, you are literally done with the cookie batter. Now time to grab your can and start cutting it to start making the cookie cutter. Cut a little strip from the can, I'd say about like 2 centimeters width, and then straighten it out. Then shape it into your shape. I decided to shape it into an egg shape for Easter season and just have to keep playing around with it till you get your desired shape. I have actually done slightly more intricate shapes with this technique. It's quite an unusual one, but I actually made ghosts for Halloween and it actually worked out really well. So I definitely recommend to try that technique out. It's a very good way to recycle as well. So the cookie cutter is done. It's as easy as that, took less than 10 minutes. I also had some cute butterfly cookie cutters in my cupboard. It's perfectly in keeping for the current spring season that I'm filming this video in. So if you have some extra cookie cutters, then that is great. If not, then you can just use the technique I provided with the can, and it'll be quite cute if you're doing Easter season to do little bunny rabbit head shapes, because that's quite a simple shape. Now you may be wondering why I'm cutting out the cookies on foil. It's my personal preference not to cut the cookies straight onto a surface, so I would definitely recommend using baking paper, not foil. I just didn't get the chance to get baking paper for this tutorial. Make sure you heavily flour the surface and the rolling pin, as these cookies have a tendency to sometimes stick onto the surface, which ends up ruining the shape of them as you try and lift them off and put them onto your baking tray. Also, I didn't have a baking tray, so I ended up covering a cooking tin thing with foil, and I highly recommend to have a baking tray because it will work out much better. So I put the cookies in for about 5 to 6 minutes in a preheated oven at about 180 degrees Celsius. You can see that they are quite golden and they do have slight brown on their edges. Classic sugar cookies, I'd be better to kind of try and avoid having browning edges, but it's not that easy to do, and if you make lots and lots and lots, usually you'll find a few of them won't have that brown edge if you wanted like perfect ones for some sort of display or something. The other day I also made a gluten-free option. I used spelt flour, and then I actually used also soft brown sugar, and they turned out quite well, but I just wanted to do the classic sugar cookie for the main tutorial. Okay, so for the icing, I put icing sugar in 2 separate bowls. I've decided to do one pink and one white. For the pink icing, I chose to add rose water instead of just adding like warm water to it. Because it adds a really, really nice flavour to it and it tastes so lovely. I highly recommend it. And the rose water is only about £1.30 from grocery stores. And if you don't like rose water, then choose your personal fave flavouring. So just make sure that you don't add too much liquid because the icing needs to be quite thick, because then it will just run right off those cookies. It's actually quite a difficult thing to do to get the perfect consistency, because you don't want it too thick, you don't want it too thin. I forgot to add this in the utensils section, but this is actually another DIY tip that I have. So just if you have like a plastic food bag or cellophane bag or any form of bag, I usually tend to turn them into piping bags. It's not as easy as a classic piping bag, but it's a home DIY way to do it if you can't afford to buy piping bags. What you gotta do is cut off a corner of the bag and add some sellotape to the tip so that it's stronger, and then cut a tiny hole in the corner, just a small one. You don't want to cut it too small that the icing doesn't squeeze through. You don't want it to cut it too big so that the icing doesn't pour out. Then what you do is you add it to your cookies. I actually made the hole too small to start off with, then I made it too big in the second time round, so unfortunately they weren't as neat and tidy as I wanted them, but it's fine, I'm happy with that. They actually still looked super cute, so I'm happy.
So it's done. It's as easy as that. And these are perfect for little Easter parties, for gifts for your friends, for all year round. Obviously, this is great for all seasons. It has like three main ingredients: the flour, the sugar, and the butter. So, well, is it called butter? Sunflower paste thingy thing. But yeah, so it's really easy, and literally cooks in the oven for like 5 minutes. So the only bit that actually I found quite difficult was the piping. So it kind of created a theme because all of them weren't perfect. So it's almost like an artistic, imperfect theme. But yeah, it worked out in the end. So look how cute they are though. Like, this is a day later and they've hardened. And they actually taste good too. They're crunchy and the icing's quite sweet, so maybe don't go overboard on the icing if you don't like the sweetness. And you can package these in cute little cellophane packages with little bows and give them out to all of your friends. And yeah, and then you just look like a really cool, good friend who's really thoughtful. Actually, it was 5 minutes in the oven, made from 3 ingredients and just a bit of, you know, icing, sugar and water, but it actually works out really well. This is obviously perfect for vegans and non-vegans. It's just nice that it caters to everyone. I really hope you like this video. So if you like it, then give me a subscribe, give me a like, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, or if you just want to tell me what you thought. I greatly appreciate each and every one of them. Well, not if they're mean ones, but you kind of get the idea. Bye, see you next time.